I want everybody in Texas to know. Yeah, it's cold as fuck. I understand that. I went down out of Gaylord, Michigan. January 16th, I think, is the day. January 21st, the day that Donnie Vidassi and I were gonna head out. Because he had the idea that he was gonna go to his brother's in Colorado. And I was like, all right, I'll drop you off. And we were gonna make this trip. And then right at the end, January 22nd, I think it was. He's not going. You know, that happens at times, but you have to be ready to go anyway. So the one thing I do know for sure is that the day we had set to hit the road, I hit the road. And I was alone. I went to Chicago, I went back to, Lake Orion, Chicago. I went all over the place and back and forth, and then down to Cleveland, and then down to Mississippi to see my relatives. My mom's oldest sister down in Mississippi. Showed up on Super Bowl Sunday. They hadn't seen me since I was a second grader, and I showed up with a beard. Hi! It happened to be Super Bowl Sunday, so we sat and watched the Super Bowl and drank. Because that's what we do. And caught up, got to know each other, and I laughed. I went to like Alabama, Florence. It was Florence, Alabama, and I drove through the Muscle Shoals, and I realized that's a real thing. They talk about the Muscle Shoals in the song, but it's a real thing. And I ended up in Texas. And it took me 2 months to get to San Jose. And by the time I was in Texas, I was there. I went into the job thing, the unemployment office, and signed up. And the next day I had a job, and I worked for a few weeks thinking that I'd save some money. You know, make some money for the rest of the trip. And I drank water out of that windmill, and it just made me dumb and gave me vertigo. You don't want to drink the water in Texas. But the point is, while I was working there in like February of 95, February of 95, February into March, I was like, oh, it's fucking cold. I'd show up on the site, my hands would be freezing, and I come from the land of the ice and snow with the midnight sun, where the harsh winds blow. I mean, you know, my hands were freezing, and I'm in Texas, and I'm thinking, this is the biggest line of bullshit that I've ever seen. It's supposed to be hot in Texas, and it was freezing cold. And now today I see people are freezing cold in Texas. I'm like, you didn't know this? Don't get electric range. You gotta keep the natural gas going so you can open the damn thing and heat the house a little bit. Get it up to 50 at least, you know. My God. They didn't know this. If they don't know this, it means they're just believing everything. I was in Texas, and it gets cold as fuck in the winter. Fuck Texas. Oh, I was supposed to be bringing you all back.